Hey everyone, before we dive right into the action, I wanted to let you know that I stream these things on Twitch, and if you wanna hang out with me while I'm live, you can follow the channel, will be the first link in the description. Alright, getting the white pieces, gonna try out another King's Indian attack, and opponent playing in the center so far with d5 and knight f6, and then goes for the Queen's Gambit setup, but plays with knight c6. Wonder whether he's gonna play with e5 or not, because he could have started knight c6 immediately if he wanted to play with e5, but so far he goes bishop d7. Just gonna go for the typical pawn push with e4, rook e1, threatening the fork. I think best reaction would be to take and then play e5. e5 directly is also working, but I think get a good version after it takes, and I think we'll have a typical trick because the knight is undefended, so can do knight e5 and manage to steal a pawn in this fashion. We see c6. Just gonna drop the bishop back to g2, and in case of bg4, I had in mind to just play knight f3. Could also do pawn f3. Would be a bishop c5 check, a bit annoying though. So I had in mind like knight f3. Maybe that's a bit inaccurate because of like queen f6. I'll have to play maybe bishop f4. I think that should be okay though. Queen f6 putting pressure, and bishop f4 seems keep everything under control. And now we just get to play with the extra pawn basically. I mean, as clean as it can be. Just need to probably play like c3, d4, and trade bishops perhaps. Yeah, just d4 first. Bishop going out next. Might even just develop it to d2. Because if I go to f4, he takes and maybe plays queen d5, which is a little bit unnecessary to allow. So just decent idea to trade everything on the e file. Okay, rook d8. Just gonna follow my plan. Literally trading everything that we can. Maybe I did another mistake. Because he can take and play queen e6. But there seems to be queen e3, queen a2, queen e8, and then bishop f8. I had bishop b4 at the end, checkmating. Okay, that looks pretty takeable. Just gonna go very boring though, and try to trade everything. That's like most effective strategy in general. I highly recommend you play like this when you're up material. Yeah, just going for the trade, collecting another pawn. Keeping it very, very simple. I mean, imagine how much your rating would increase if you'd be winning all the winning positions that you get. That's, I think, maybe one of the biggest issues of chess players in general. Because, okay, I mean, it's normal to like get outplayed, get a bad opening, and lose without much counterplay. But like, what about when you get the winning positions? That's like basically where I think your win rate comes from. So important to be good at this kind of basic technique to pump up your rating at least. Then just do b3 c4. So against f6, just king d3, preparing to push the pawns. Yeah, then maybe could even do a3 b4. Honestly, could even start c5, just showing you that king and pawn endgame is winning, and otherwise we get the king there. So yeah, now just activate, running b4 b5, just winning time with this little pawn sack. Opponent was aware that he's that lost in the king and pawn endgame, so tries to keep bishops, but still not gonna help him too much. Yeah, just king is infiltrating. c6 next. Do I want to go for c6 in fact? I think that's a nice move. And then even nicer would be to fix his pawns, I think, with a move like f5. Again, you win with everything at this point, but this is just nice because the king will be able to collect the enemy pawns now. Also could do this next. If bishop e1, I think just bishop b6 and bring the king over. I'm just putting the pawns on the light squares and then gonna do the final king march. Okay, bishop b6. This is coming next. I could also push the pawn as well. Opponent getting into a Zugzwang situation pretty soon. So he'll try to defend. Gonna lead to a pretty funny Zugzwang though. Or we just collect the pawn. No need for the Zugzwang. Okay, so I'm just trying to think what's the simplest way to win. I think just bringing the bishop over like this and remain with the two connected passers is simplest. Not just push the g-pawn. Has to give up the bishop, but we have two remaining pawns, which is more than enough. I mean, without this pawn, honestly, it's a draw because we have the opposite square. But you don't have to worry about it here. Okay, now just push this pawn. And opponent also presses the resign button, so we managed to get this one in. Okay, f3 only moved to be better. Insane. So after this, I'm no longer better if queen f6. Insane, yeah. Should have played this and forgot that at the end he has pawn on b2. But maybe this is... okay, I mean, definitely kind of dull. Could have played knight c4 still. And then done same thing. It was working even better. Went for it immediately, was a bit too quick. Getting the white pieces. I'm gonna try out the King's Indian attack. Gonna go for the fianchetto and continue with like the usual d3 e4 I was about to say, but against the enemy g6 I'm like no longer sure. This is like a pretty good setup that my opponent is playing. Idea is to go like e5, so could play d4 and transpose into like Grunfeld lines, but yeah, I guess we're gonna play the thematic way. Nevertheless, just going for the e4 push will actually allow him to enter the endgame if he wants. I think endgame is a little bit better because I can play c3 and restrict his bishop and have like extra space. Yeah, just gonna trade queens because I think he's gonna have a hard time coordinating. I think it's useful to throw this check in. Now just play with maybe c3, bishop b7, and could do knight fd2. Idea to play knight c4 and also have these defended. Next interesting plan would be to push the a pawn, and if he blocks me with a5, yeah, okay, we don't really care about that really. Just gonna push a4, and the thing is, if he goes a5, you get access to like the b5 square. Okay, otherwise this is usually pretty good when you can get it. Question is, do you want to allow knight d6? And I think the answer is yes, because I spotted a pretty interesting tactical trick on knight d6. I think a6 is interesting. Okay, now maybe just going knight c4. I think his b3 bishop a3 doesn't work so well because of c5. I think knight c4 looks pretty natural, and then keys of rook d8, perhaps we'll simply trade. Could also keep with rook e1, but I think trading is also fine. Okay, he goes h4. I could take because of the check, but I think we can still ignore it, and we have even stronger move. Bishop f4, hitting the c7 pawn. Yeah, and on knight e6, can simply take it twice, and position now becomes completely winning. Against king f6, can actually just play e5 and collect the bishop on b7, and also the rook is trapped. So this is gonna be pretty easy. Plus, okay, I mean, king is also pretty close to get mated. And okay, opponent also finds the resign button. So okay, could go for next one. Okay, here I think we're just like better anyways, but rook d8 wasn't actually that simple. Oh, there was this insane tactic that I missed. Wow. This was actually winning on rook d8. I missed that I have e5 move. I would have probably just went back. But like e5, wow. Hitting the bishop, and on this there's pawn takes and just win both pieces. That's like pretty insane. And okay, if these just take and you win. Wow, that would have been pretty crazy. Thanks a lot for making it this far into the video. And in case you're looking for more episodes from the same series, make sure to click one of the videos that will appear on the screen. So with that being said, I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'll see you around on the channel. Take care.